Hey, what's up guys? Yokobomb here, and I'm back with episode 2 of the Baltimore Orioles Out of the Park Baseball 19 franchise. So we now are in the month of May, on May 1st. So let's take a look at how the team fared over the first month of action. So looking here at the American League rankings, we are 9th in runs scored, pretty much middle of the road, pretty much every statistic here, except the home runs were a little better, which is to be expected since we have a team that's more geared toward power hitting at the moment. So taking a look at the batters now on the team, Danny Valencia was pretty much far and away the best hitter we had in the first month. OBP of 354, slugging 43, OPS of over 800, 837 to be exact, OPS plus 121, so he was honestly pretty much far and away the best hitter we had. Some other notables, Jonathan Scope, he did alright, OPSing over 800 here. Like him to get on base a little more. Chris Davis, I mean, performing better than he is in real life, but I mean, I guess this is pretty much what, I don't really know what I expected of him, but this is just whatever, I guess. We all know he doesn't have a future in this franchise. Looking at Manny Machado, he is actually struggling quite a bit. Hopefully he can turn around from this slow start, because his ratings actually have gone down quite a bit. He's only at 3.5 star player right now with a 4-star potential, so hopefully he can get those ratings back up to increase his value by the deadline, or this could get a little out of hand and we won't be able to get much for him. But you know, it's only 1 month in, so pretty much anything can happen from here on out. Some other notables, Adam Jones, so. I mean, not really sure what to expect from him at this point in his career. You know, we're not really focused on performances anyway, because this is just basically the first year that we have to go through to get to, you know, what we really want to do, into the fun stuff, rebuilding this team. But a few other notables, Trey Mancini really struggled so far through this season. With Austin Hayes in AAA now, pretty much if any of these outfielders continue struggling, we're not going to hesitate to call him up. As you can see here, not really any big outfield performances. Colby Rashman is not performing well either. The whole outfield in general just isn't really performing well. The infield's been okay, I guess, but we really want more out of Machado and Scope. Valencia has kind of just been a plus with how he's played. Weren't really expecting anything out of him. Maybe we could get a little value out of him later in the season in July. So taking a look at pitching now, seeing how our pitchers fared through this far in the season. Pretty much Andrew Cashner's pretty much been our only good starter so far this season. See here is a FIP of 3.23, so doing pretty well. Not striking out a ton of guys, not really any at all either. His strikeout to walk ratio is only 3, so I don't really know if this is sustainable at this point, but I mean, we'll take anything we can get, because if we can turn any of these pitchers, if we can get any value for them at all, that would be a plus, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, he makes a decent bit of money, definitely more than we want to be paying him. See, Donnie Hart, he's also been a pleasant surprise for us, acting as our main middle reliever right there. So doing pretty well so far. Darren O'Day, our main setup guy, pitching pretty decently. Pretty much what we've expected from him. Is making a good chunk of change though, so we're definitely gonna be looking to move him as the season goes along. A few guys who have struggled. Brad Brock, his ERA is over 7, but his FIP isn't too bad, 4.2. So definitely not where we want that to be, but looking toward the future, look for him to get that down. Miguel Castro, Mike Wright, these guys have both really struggled. Miguel Castro is definitely the most disappointing out of that because last year he had a pretty good season in his 22-year-old year. I was really looking for him to try to build on that and grow into one of our relievers that we'd have for the future, but so far he's really struggled. Batters are hitting 379 off of him. Not great. Barely strike out anyone. Isn't even averaging a strikeout for every walk he surrenders. Mike Wright also struggling. Gosman, Tillman, Alex Cobb, Dylan Bundy. Bundy and Cobb aren't struggling nearly as much as Gosman and Tillman, but Tillman, I pretty much expected him to struggle. Which it's fine. He not under contract after this year at all. But Gosman, would really like to see him bounce back after this first month of action, as he is probably our best starting pitcher ratings-wise. And speaking of pitching, Zach Britton is still about 2 weeks out from his injury. We're definitely going to send him out on a rehab assignment for probably a series before he comes back up to the big league club. But we will see him return in the middle of May, so that's good. Help him build up his value. Looking at the MLB standings, right now we are 4th in the American League East, 3 games back behind the Tampa Bay Rays. As you know, we are just concluding the first month. There's not really any time for any teams to really separate themselves, so the division is pretty much a log jam right now. Anything could happen. Just looking at the rest of the league here, the Indians have gotten off to a really strong start. The Astros, the A's have gotten off to a strong start. Been really hot of recent, and we're about the 5th worst record in the American League right now. Obviously, not really looking to win games so we can get a good draft pick next year. Looking at the National League now, Nationals, Brewers, and Giants are your division leaders through the first month. You have the Braves, Pirates, Rockies, and Marlins bringing up the rear. Pretty much what is expected. So there's not really anything that is out of the ordinary right now. So I think this is probably going to do it for the update for this month. So I'm going to go ahead and get to July, and I will see you guys when we get there.